Jammers, welcome back to the BioJam Podcast. This is episode 3. This week it was a full-on showdown. Physio versus EP. Big topic. And in the red corner was me, your friendly neighborhood, I was going to say Spider-Man, but Physio, Jess. And in the blue corner, it was just Sam. This week we went at it with what makes us different, what overlaps, and who does clinical practice best. Oh, that's a rough topic. And you know what the real kicker was? The guidelines and how they're actually the real ref in our ring today, keeping us grounded, evidence-based, and hopefully on the same team. But you've got to wait and see till the end. Yes, we're aware it's very long. Yes, we cut stuff. Yes, next week we're going to get a timer. And yes, I think we're still friends. But let's start round 1. And hopefully we'll catch you at the end for our secret word. Thanks, Jammers.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Okay. Lock in.
Come on.
Fuck
Let's
yeah.
go.
All right. Hey, Jammers. Welcome back to episode 3 of the BioJam Podcast. As you can see, or if you are listening, Sam and I have boxing gloves on, trying to hold our
Here's a bit of boxing ASMR.
This is me hitting Sam.
That was not my head, and that's me hitting Jess in the gloves playfully.
Oh my God. No,
Jessica.
that was my face.
Listeners at home, it was not Jess's face.
Okay.
We've got the footage to prove it.
We're friends.
Are we? We'll see about that.
Yeah.
Because today's episode is titled EP versus Physio.
Yeah.
Who should you choose?
Let's go.
We might condense the title, but
yeah.
it's something like that.
Yeah, EP versus Physio.
Yeah.
Let's keep it
EP
like that.
first, because they're the best.
I'll change it on the edit to
Yeah,
Physio versus
whatever.
No.
All right. So
Well,
maybe we'll start before we get into this like major beef that Jessica and I have. Mm-hmm. And I'm using your full name because we got some beef.
That's scary.
Okay. We've actually hit over 100 followers on Instagram.
Let's go.
So, which is pretty cool.
That's amazing. Thank you guys. We appreciate that.
Yeah, and we're already road to 200. So if you missed it, we did put out an Instagram story really quick when we were both working from our Glen Iris clinic. That the 100th follower would be able to ask us a question on the next episode. And this is the next episode. And we'd like to say congratulations to Georgia for being the 100th Instagram follower.
Thank you.
I shall read the question out. I'm pretty unimpressed by the question, actually.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of caveats, so I'll quickly read through because we've got to stick to our
time frame today.
Yeah. Yep. Have you started the timer as well?
No, I have gloves.
Well, your gloves
on.
are on. Yeah. Right. Fair enough. We'll
I'll
try
just
and
count
yep.
One.
Sounds good. Okay. Quick. This is the question from Georgia, and she SMS'd it to me and then followed up with 2 more SMSs. So first SMS was, "What would you do if you could not run or exercise for a period of time?" Then Georgia followed up with, "For example, if you were sick or injured and couldn't train for 6 to 12 weeks. So I was instantly like, that wouldn't happen to me. Like, Then Georgia followed up with, "And you can't just say how you train the other body part. They're all impacted." So I don't know what possibly could have happened to me for 6 to 12 months. Must be some alternate reality where my body's super fragile and now I don't know.
Crazy. That it's just
Probably
wouldn't happen.
No, and then she also followed up, so there's like it's a 4-part thing. Also, how would you cope? Probably wouldn't cope very well.
Georgia, we said 1 question, not 4.
Yeah, I know, but I guess she
Thank
wanted
you,
to. She knew I would try and wiggle my way out. Like, just do like train the other limb, or like I just really lock into like non-weight bearing exercise.
I do like this though, because I feel like it puts us in our clients' shoes. You know?
You reckon?
Well,
what condition where you can't train any part of your body for?
Hey, maybe they're in movement jail and they don't know that.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's like, you know how many people come in and they go,
if you book in, we'll get you out of movement jail like faster than 6 to 12 weeks.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
I've thought about this.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer first?
I can.
Yeah.
I think, firstly, what would I do? I would go crazy. That's what would happen.
Yeah.
But I do think I would probably lock in on other aspects of like the health fitness realm. Like currently my sleep is pretty cooked. So I think I'd take the time to get on top of my sleep and my nutrition and just other health factors. And I think you'll say this too, but I'd love to just tens my legs up, like electro-stim.
Oh, yeah.
Really just zap the heck out of my legs.
Yeah.
So
Just
I
to
can
keep some muscle activation.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly define
Lol.
what Jess meant by cooked for listeners at home. It means my sleep is cooked. My sleep is not ideal at the current moment.
No, it's not
just
ideal.
to clarify, in case anyone wasn't aware of that terminology.
Thank you for picking me up.
So I've got a
What
really,
would you do?
just foolproof. So
Go for it.
I'd invest $17,000 into a hyperbaric chamber. So I just live in that predominantly. I'd really lock into my protein intake, so probably at least like 2 grams per kilo of body weight a day, like just really to preserve muscle mass as much as possible. Omega-3s for just healing and brain health and that sort of stuff as well, because I'm not moving as much. And then just like make sure I'm getting my 5 grams of creatine per day. I'd also then really dial in my sleep, like what you mentioned. So
Yeah.
minimum 8 hours a night, just like there's no excuse there.
No.
I'd then really go hard on the TENS machine, like just get that
Yeah.
sort of electrical stimulation in the muscles, try and just like get things somewhat lit up.
Yeah.
Just spam any sort of passive modality I have available to stay limber. So it might be like hiring a physiotherapist like yourself, Jess.
Hell yeah.
Shout out physios to just
God.
come move me through some active range of motion and that sort of stuff. Just like keep things moving somewhat. So when I rise from my slumber and out of my hyperbaric chamber and all the smoke dissipates, I'm just ready to go.
You're just locked in.
to do whatever I need to do. Superhuman,
Oh my God.
like Iron Man, back to back, like 50 days. I'm just ready. Just arisen, make the most of it.
That's wild.
That's my answer.
What is a hyperbaric chamber for people who don't know though? Very quickly. 'cause we are
Yeah,
on
it's
time.
just like high oxygen type setup, and it's meant to really help with blood flow and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Whether it justifies the $17,000 price tag, I also Googled one. It said like $87,000.
That's
why I chose the
insane.
lower cost. Also,
Would it be as
I don't know
effective?
how peer reviewed all this is. I just think it was a funny thing to say, but
Yeah.
I would do it.
If you couldn't do anything else,
I-
absolutely.
yeah.
I think
And it's
mine's a little
also
bit more,
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also assuming I have 17 grand to throw at that
I was going to say that, but I wasn't.
and
gonna.
unlimited resources. So I guess this is really an alternate reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I had $17,000 to spend on that,
Oh.
maybe I would.
Yeah, 100%.
Just to try.
Well, Georgia didn't clarify that we weren't billionaires in this reality. So
Yeah.
I would spend my
Oh my
billions
God, yeah.
on preservation. I know. So there, loophole, Georgia. You
Thank
thought
you.
you had us?
But you don't.
Nah.
Yeah,
So
that just-
make sure you're the 200th follower to ask the next question
And be
have all
very
these caveats.
specific.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
you, though. Appreciate it. Now we have to test our friendship.
Yes.
So, Physio versus EP. Let's do it.
I'm willing to put it all on the line today.
Me too. Hard truths. We're really going at hard truths
Yeah.
today.
That's part of our motto, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
How
Well,
good.
there you go.
Okay. Well, let's start with what is the difference, I think, between physio and EP. So how would you define an exercise physiologist?
Yeah, so exercise physiology is just like ultra superior to any other profession. No. So I would say like experts in human movement
Yeah.
and exercise prescription. We're also really, I guess, pride ourselves on being involved in that behavior change aspect of
Yeah.
someone's health journey.
Yeah.
So whether that's some like sort of health counseling, behavior change, goal settings, motivational interviewing, really important because we
Yeah.
know there's so many barriers to exercise. So it's really trying to like plant those seeds and pull the levers that are really easy
Yeah.
to pull,
Yeah.
which typically it is increasing some movement throughout the day to some capacity
Yeah. Yeah.
to help things tick along. So I'd say experts in human movement, exercise prescription, and that sort of tailored education to help support
Yeah.
someone
I think
into
massively.
participation
Yeah.
long term.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the behavior change part is so cool. I think with you guys, I think a lot of physios don't
yeah.
do that.
Aren't we
as
meant to
much.
fight? You're just like
I'm
kind
being
of.
nice. I do like EPs.
Oh.
Like you're fighting the wrong physio.
Why did we do this episode?
What the heck?
You're just gonna be nice?
I am going to be nice.
All right, fair enough.
I do appreciate that from you guys because it's a different aspect to, or a different way of looking at it, I guess, from what traditional physio is.
Yeah.
Whereas we are more, again, you're taking like the classic physio side of
Yeah,
things.
sure.
Assessment, we're very structured assessment, movement patterns, diagnosis, treatment plan, the whole thing. But I think, and then comes down to treatment options as well. Like I think we can access more hands-on treatment than most exercise physiologists. We have the access to like needling. Like there's a lot of extra things we can go into from a passive or manual therapy perspective as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the biggest difference between us is more manual therapy we can offer.
Yeah,
AP,
it's just not
so
in our
much.
training.
No.
Yeah. I think too, so like the manual therapy, it's probably why like typically physios would be considered I'm trying to do quotations with my bloody gloves. I don't know. It's like a cat. Meow. Sorry.
Special word.
We'll leave that in. Oh, yes.
Meow.
All right. Yeah, secret word. It come in early. It's meow.
Yeah, we
And
got
you
to
can
go.
put a
Maybe we
little
do
emote.
2 secret words this time because it's too early on in the episode.
No, yeah, all right. There's a bonus hidden word, but
Meow.
will be sufficient too.
Done.
We know you've listened for 5 minutes, however long we've been going.
Yeah.
Probably 20 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands-on therapy probably is part of the reason why physio would have the perception that it's more acute
Yes.
as well.
Yes, agreed.
In comparison to an exercise physiology where it seems to be sort of like advertised as more this chronic long-term management.
Yeah.
The thing is though, I think we both do
Yep.
both options.
I
I think
agree.
it really depends on where you're situated and what clinic you're working and how you're utilised. But I think there is just that perception regardless. So I know a lot of people typically it's like, oh, I've just injured my back. It's like, I need a physio assessment.
Yeah.
And that's chill, like if that's what you feel like you need. Whereas I guess maybe like other people who maybe they've experienced exercise physiology or they know some of the differences, they're a bit more comfortable with knowing, oh, actually maybe an assessment is less about like what a physio offers and more just about being seen by a health professional to rule out red flags and be reassured.
Yeah. Red flags for people listening.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe we'll get into
will?
that too. But
Yeah,
yes, it's
briefly.
red flags would be things that as any sort of treating allied health professional we'd suspect as a serious or sinister pathology.
Yeah.
That probably if you're presenting to any health facility we're going, hey, you probably should be going to emergency and get some like urgent medical imaging and urgent testing because it's something serious.
Yes.
Thankfully, for like something like back pain, red flags are like 1% of presentations, which is really great to know and really reassuring.
Yeah.
But it just means anyone doing some sort of initial consult should be really on top of what red flag screening is. And
Absolutely.
I think that ties into then, well, if we're doing that, is there really much of a difference?
Not really.
Well, I'd hope not.
No.
And I guess that's guideline care.
It is guideline care, and I
Which-
think that's what completely brings us together.
Yeah.
And how we can utilize each other
I-
versus like how we treat. Like I
Yeah.
think we can treat very similar because of that.
Yeah, completely agree. I
Yeah.
think other differences too, though. So, exercise physiologists can't like legally or formally diagnose.
Yes.
We also then can't sort of write a script for medical imaging and that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
which like I find a bit frustrating. But again, like it's either you work with the physio.
Let's go.
Hey, we've made up real quick.
We have. We didn't even.
Yeah, we had no
Oh.
beef, but we really needed the clickbait.
We did. Yeah. It was more
So-
clickbait. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, but we've really like I feel like we didn't do well at this whole like facade of
Oh my God, Sam! Tell me why you're so
Jess,
angry at me.
passive therapies build reliance, and that's rubbish, and you should never do that.
Well, if you do it properly and you educate what you do, so it's not so bad.
Oh, yeah, actually, good point.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Besties again.
And it's a great symptomatic,
It
relief
is.
type strategy, and it
Yes.
doesn't mean you have to take oral anti-inflammatories that have really not happy gut side effects. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
yeah.
lots.
Shout out.
Yeah.
But also movement is
It's great.
a great like neuromodulation symptom modifying strategy too. Fancy words. I'm not a physio. I can say big words too.
Wow. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. Basically, I just said in a really roundabout way, like Andrew Huberman with like big words, neuroscience stuff. Just
I don't even know what you just said.
Exercise can help alleviate symptoms.
Yes.
Just like so can hands-on therapy. Just like so
Absolutely.
can certain pain medications. But
Yeah.
obviously, some come with more side effects. Some come with more work.
Yeah.
And if someone genuinely just wants some symptom relief, I think having the option of a hands-on therapy is a great additional tool
I
to just
agree.
be like, hey, like I can help you calm shit down whilst then we build it back up. And
Yeah.
both professions have a way, probably more as an exercise physiology, it's physiologist is through like educating around load management and like how can we offload a bit
Yeah.
to rebuild. I think too, it goes into like why we choose guideline care. For any sort of acute soft tissue injury, we probably should be following peace and love,
Yeah.
which in there, it doesn't involve like really rigorous like assessment or complete deload of structures or even things like hands-on therapy. It actually advocates for letting things heal. It advocates for optimism that you will recover. It
Yeah.
suggests doing physical activity that doesn't provoke symptoms but still improves blood flow.
Yeah.
And then it moves into we need to reload and adapt, and which is exceptional, and that's guideline
Absolutely.
care.
Of course, yeah.
So when we follow that, we should all be
Yeah.
somewhat similar.
Yeah, and I think that's the difference, though. Like, I think that's it's nice we have a really good environment where we can work together, and we all
Yeah.
have that belief. I think if we're talking practices generally, I think there's probably more than more on the opposite side of that probably aren't following guideline care, or again, I find people try to hang on to clients when they should release.
Yeah.
Or it's about money, which I hate to talk about, but I do
Yeah.
think money does play a part in it. And I think having a good practitioner who is willing to let you go and be self-sufficient is like the best possible. Like, that's guideline care. It's like you don't want them to be reliant on you. I don't want them to be reliant on me specifically for any hands-on treatment. I want to give them the tools to empower them to do it themselves. And I'm there 1% of the time. They're dealing with it. The other 99 point whatever.
And that is ultimately the purpose of all these guidelines.
Absolutely.
And we'll go into like what we mean by guideline care versus maybe not guideline care. But it is about that self-empowerment, because the point of the guidelines is that it's to reduce healthcare burden and cost.
Absolutely, yeah. Which is insane.
Yeah, I don't see how health professionals building a reliance model where it's like, we've identified this problem, so for the next 2 to 3 months you need to pay $2,000 to come in for like maybe an adjustment 2 to 3 times a week, and don't do strengthening, don't do stretching, we'll address this first and then we'll build on that. It's like a subscription model. That is not at all guideline care for any condition.
No.
It's more about that self-empowerment management.
Yeah.
And that's where it's really important to have a trusting professional.
Yeah.
I think too, given that I can't diagnose formally, I definitely, at uni, I learnt all the special tests and things that physios would do. We learnt about all the different conditions. I can replicate those, but I feel like I have no need when really what I want to learn is a subjective history. So I probably go about my consults through a storytelling type approach and really actively listening for majority of the first consult and really trying to get, well, what was your perceived mechanism of injury if there was one? And then really hone into what deficits and how are these things impacting your quality of life, or what can't you do that you want to do? Or if you're experiencing pain, what would you do if you didn't have pain? Would you do anything different? And really try and reverse engineer. In my head, it's usually always well, how can we settle stuff down to then build you back up? Again, and in that process, I've screened for red flags, because I think that is really our due diligence, regardless.
That's the bare minimum.
We have to be certain that there's no serious pathology going on. And allied health professionals should know what the red flags are and how to screen for them. And they are through subjective questioning.
Absolutely. So if you guys are clients more so than anything, it does get a little bit repetitive. I feel like if you go to GP, EP, but the questioning is there for a reason. It's really to rule out whether you should be seeing someone else or you're actually fine to be seeing us. And again, I don't know if you do it. I will do it every so often again, not every single time, depending on how frequently they come in, but has it changed? Are you getting any other symptoms? Have you experienced any of the, there's a lot of questions that you tend to just re-ask just to make sure you're continually screening for them, because it's not a one-off and it's gone.
No.
Injuries and conditions are very progressive, so it's worth asking.
I think it keeps you accountable to be well, reassess, do I need to refer on? And there are circumstances where it's completely indicated. I think too, the red flag thing, if you have clients that you see often, it's well, by chance they're going to have another issue come up, and it's important to, again, use the red flag screening to reassure that you're okay to continue. Or if not, it's hey, well, what a great indicator that maybe we do need to refer on, or maybe you need some imaging done to make sure it's nothing sinister.
Absolutely.
Before we continue, because there are, again, very minor circumstances where our treatments could make things worse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
How would you approach initials, I guess, in a different fashion? So more from a physio lens.
Yeah, I think, like I said at the start, it's a little bit more, I think, structured, what you would assume. Like, if you have seen physio before, I don't think it tailors too far from that. And that's personal experience as well. Like, I've learnt that way. Physios will do it differently. But I will generally take a quite decent subjective. So subjective, just chatting through some questions, mechanisms, like what's caused pain, stresses are other big ones, general health, sleep, how's it going. Generally like a question section, which I take a good amount of time on, probably more so than anything else. And then we do a bit of an objective, so a physical assessment. So, and that again, quite structured, might involve some special tests, but again, I think you get a lot more from a subjective history and the way someone reports their pain or their aggravating, easing lifestyle factors rather than the actual special tests themselves. But it does give us a bit more of an indicator if people are looking for a diagnosis. We can kind of guide, using the special test, we can guide a little bit more what it's more likely to be. Am I 100%? Honestly, never. Like, I don't think we can say we can ever be 100%. And then, treatment plan, do a bit of exercise, potentially some hands-on if it's indicated.
Yeah.
But again, I think for me, I like to I say this every time we have the podcast, I love the expectation question. Like, I think it's so underutilized. Yeah. But I think someone's perception of what's going to help them is massively important to how the consult runs or how you build trust with someone. So asking the expectations of what do you think is going to help you today, or what are you expecting from this session from me? Yeah. I just want to know what it is. Then I'm more likely to give potentially a diagnosis. Yeah. If they don't care about that, that's fine. I'll lead into going, okay, I think this is the best path of treatment for you. Talk about guideline care, talk about the physical activity guidelines, which we probably should get into for the sake of time.
But I definitely would agree too. It's like I wouldn't use special tests personally. But I would do some sort of probably active range of motion if we're thinking probably more from a musculoskeletal perspective, like a painful like tissue or something or structure. Range of motion, and then just like some sort of movement battery is probably where I go from and look like, I struggle brushing my hair. Can you show me that task, how you do it? Okay, maybe we break down like, what's your external rotation like? What's your abduction like? Are there any deficits, and build from there? And I think, I guess you use the special tests in that way.
Absolutely.
In that similar fashion. Because I know, I just want to touch on, like, they're not actually accurate enough to be like, I know for certain that structure, as sometimes they're presented to be. Like,
yes. And I think that's the difference. I think we'll probably get to, again, choosing a clinician or looking out for red flags with clinicians. But I do think if someone is adamant that it's a certain structure, they're not going to tell that from a special test. Like, especially the way traditional physio is presented. It's like, here's 15-20 minutes, you run through a few special tests, you barely get a history from the person, you barely understand what they're going through from the sake of life, and then you're going, I'm going to do this weird little like full can empty can test, which is a special test with shoulder, which is not very specific at all, but it will give, again, if you're pairing it with what they're telling you for the sake of clinical presentation, it'll give you a better idea. But
does it make? I think it makes them feel cared about, though.
I think it does too.
Because you sort of touch them through this like painful range. You provoke symptoms to be like, I can see what's going on.
Yeah, and it does give you, like you said, a movement battery to some degree, right? Like, they do a certain movement, like, that hurts. It's like, okay, is it the special test or is it the movement that hurts? Okay, you don't like internal rotation or you don't like external rotation.
Well, that's elite. Like, that's similar to what I would do in terms of like an active range of motion, or like add some dumbbells to an abduction. It's like, your shoulder's sore in that movement.
Exactly.
And then it opens up opportunity for education and maybe some of that like reassurance. And some pain's okay, we want to be sore but safe, especially if this is an existing issue. And I think it sounds like we practice pretty similar, Jess.
It does. Are we besties?
Yeah, we're besties again.
Can we work together Oh
I think we can. Now,
All
I'm
right.
ditching these gloves. I can't.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the audio, but
so
we're ditching the
some
gloves.
ASMR glove ditch. My hand was cramping.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
I just want my tea.
Oh, what a relief.
I know. All right, we should
All
get
right.
into guidelines
Yes, so-
specifically.
I think, the real enemy isn't about, is it physio, is it EP, is it
No.
a chiropractor, is it an osteo, is it whatever other modality? Because I think what's important is about being feel like that person there cares about you.
Yeah.
They're listening to you. They're then screening you for any serious pathology to know when to refer on.
Yeah.
But then I would say it's about following guideline care.
Agreed.
We've talked about maybe this system where it's like, oh, here's a treatment model and you need to lock in for 12 weeks or you're going to be doom and gloom unless you follow this exact protocol. That would be like a concerning type proposition from a health professional. I'd be like, I don't think you've really got my client, or if it was me receiving the care, my best interest at heart. So I think it's important to define then what actually is guideline care, because we talk about it, we say in the last episode, oh, this is Healthy Bones Australia guideline care. It's like, well, what does that mean? So guidelines are based on large bodies of research, expert consensus, and they're updated regularly. So they pull major studies together, and then it's looking at maybe like multiple meta-analyses, which are studies of studies, and then they undergo like a statistical analysis to figure out what's actually effective for certain conditions.
Yeah.
And then they develop a general consensus based on those experts sitting together writing these guidelines.
Yeah.
So they come from different sort of governing bodies. They might be like, there's the ESSA position statements from Exercise Sports Science Australia that put out their own sort of guide on different health conditions and how exercise can help. Then you've got like different journals will put out their own too, like British Journal of Sports Medicine had that osteoporosis one too.
Yeah.
The whole reason for having guidelines is to make sure that allied health professionals or just like the broader population are aware of these truly effective therapies that help with whether it's painful conditions or chronic health conditions like kidney disease or cancers, or it might even be tendon health or plantar heel pain. What is actually safe, effective, and consistent. Typically these guidelines are targeted at what works for most people most of the time, because that is the average population.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the more regular ones, or the ones we use probably more so. I think the Healthy Bones Australia one was, I think that's why we did a whole podcast on it. But I think we use that one quite a bit. But I think there's a lower back and just the physical activity guidelines. I think just for the sake of time today, if we want to go through potentially those.
National Physical Activity Guidelines. So for Australia, they've got recommendations for like teenagers and children. Then they've got recommendations from 18 to 65, and then sort of 65 up for older adults.
Yes. Yeah.
If we're talking just physical activity guidelines for Australian adults, they're trying to accumulate 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio exercise, so things like swimming or walking or running or whatever gets your heart rate up to a moderate intensity. That could be something where if we do a talk test whilst we're exercising, we can like talk in sentences, but someone on the phone would be able to tell we're exercising. If we can sing a song, then that's light intensity. So if you're singing your favourite Taylor Swift song, you might not be walking fast enough. And then vigorous intensity is only 75 minutes. So that's pretty uncomfortable exercise. It's high intensity. We're huffing and puffing. We're probably only talking in a few words, not full sentences.
Yeah, and that'll be things like running.
Probably more like, sprint training, or maybe it's like a high intensity intervals on like a bike or something like that. But we're all at different levels. Like for someone else, it could just be like walking up a steep hill. And the guidelines are relative to you.
Yes.
So vigorous for you, Jess, is different to vigorous for me. And that's the great part, because as we continue to improve our fitness, these guidelines still apply. It's just our intensity needs to increase as we increase to achieve the health benefits.
Yeah. So you're saying when I do an Ironman, that'll be probably my relative level, and yours would probably be, what, 45 kilometre run, or however long it was on the weekend.
Oh, whatever. So
Something like that,
everyone
right?
will think this was planted in there by me to bring that up.
No.
Yeah, whatever.
I think you should flex that.
28 miles for 28 years was fun on the
Nice.
weekend, but yeah.
Sam's
And then-
my shout out for this week's podcast. Good job. We're
Thanks.
friends.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no, you smashed it. You're old though.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, back to the guidelines.
Being old also comes with wiseness. So
Yes.
the next part of that physical activity guidelines, the minimum twice a week strength training as
yeah.
well. When we get to older adults, it's including some balance training as well.
Yep.
And trying to be active roughly like 30 minutes on most days, moderate intensity. So there's still huge
Yeah,
overlap.
Of course.
Then yes, there's specific recommendations for different health conditions and
Yep.
so on. The back pain standards you mentioned, like they're about, they were issued in 2018 by the Australian Commission on Safety and Quality in Healthcare, and they talk about screening for red flags, don't image unnecessarily,
Yep.
and then really reassure people that they're safe to move and exercise.
Yeah.
And that's some really great stuff,
Yeah.
and really in line with how we practice. It's
Yeah.
also an active approach, so not relying on medications like opioids and not
Yeah.
going to seek passive therapies like massage first thing. It's about
Yeah.
actually like moving your body and feeling reassured.
Absolutely.
And then probably the last one that I'd mentioned is the Royal Australian College of General Practitioners. They have a lot of guideline care. Predominantly it's like the hip and knee arthritis one's great. So
Yeah.
first line treatment, second line treatment and end.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, there's some really great ones.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
we'll
what we
link
try
them.
and follow. Yeah, we'll link them in the
In our little
bio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bio, our little resource Instagram post that we do after
Yeah.
the episodes. But
Yeah.
I think they're really cool to look at. I think it gives people a really specific idea too. Not just us, but I think especially physical activity guidelines, right? Like super easy to look at and understand for the sake of like clients. It'll literally come with the time, what type of exercise fits into the category,
Yeah.
but I think it bases kind of on everything we try to do, even from the sake of like, again, well, it's my one gripe with traditional physio. It's like I think it gets you to a point where the patient feels fixed, and fixed, I'm doing quotations.
Yeah.
But it's the good thing I like about, I guess, where we work. I think we get the ability to actually have a bit of behavior change or input into long-lasting change with exercise.
Yeah.
So
It's the what's next.
exactly.
It's like we're equipped.
Yeah.
We have gym set up. We have the group
Absolutely.
class, and it's not to just like keep everyone in
No,
a silo,
no.
but it's we've got options here
yeah.
to push you to the next step.
Yeah,
but
but
I don't
also-
think that's physio only. Like
No.
it's also exercise physiologist. It's
Absolutely.
like you need to feel comfortable to know where to go next. And this is
Yes.
again, it goes back to, well, we know what we should be pushing people towards due to guideline care.
Yes.
If we don't have the facilities, we should know when to pass on and move the client
Absolutely.
onto some facility that does
Yeah.
have that equipment or
Fully
that sort of
agree.
capacity.
Yeah.
Hey Jammers, it's future Sam and Jess here, and we'd just like to take this moment to apologise to absolutely nobody for making the longest podcast in the world.
When we promised 20 minutes. But if you're still with us, congratulations. You've officially made it through our longest ever podcast. So we didn't mean to go full TED Talk mode, but here we are.
Yeah, look, when you get two clinicians in a room talking about scopes of practice, evidence and collaboration, like Jess and myself, apparently we just don't know how to shut up.
No, we definitely don't. But we're going to give you some quick takeaways. So EPs versus physios, I would say not so different. I think it's less about titles and more about finding someone who's evidence-based, collaborative, and makes you feel like a human, not just a checklist.
Yeah, and I think the other part is that guidelines aren't just boring PDFs. They're actually designed to help both professionals and the general population make informed decisions about their health. Use them, ask about them. They're your cheat sheet to cutting through the noise. And to be honest, they're probably more the bare minimum.
Yeah. And if anything we said today resonated, confused you, made you want to like debate us, our DMs are open, and you can also book in to see us via probably some of the links in our bios.
Yeah, or we've got the Biomechanics website as well if you want to book in for a session. Like we do face-to-face consults in Melbourne,
Yeah.
all across, or we even do telehealth. So you can just go thebiomechanics.com.au.
Yeah, and that can be with us or any one of the team.
Yeah, we all share a similar approach. And as we know, if you're trying to choose between some of our physios or EPs, hopefully this podcast helps you make a decision that it's probably more
Physio.
who's available. Okay, Jessica. Who's available and maybe who you actually think you might vibe with based on our website bios.
Absolutely. And
now back to our regularly scheduled program to hear our real secret word, as if it was going to be meow.
Never.
And then what's E?
Exercise.
Oh, booyah.
Ah,
Unreal. Peace and love.
peace and love. That took us a while though.
Is peace and love our code word?
Yes, let's go peace and love.
You can just hit like a peace sign and a love
Love
emote.
heart.
And that's...
Yeah. And you know what?
Oh,
I reckon if they've listened to this part, we'll say the meow is not.
yeah.
The code
yes.
word
So
anymore.
meow is actually a trap. Meow is for the fake fans
Yeah.
who listen to 2 minutes. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna call you out on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll just shout out. We'll say something funny and quirky,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so peace sign, love
Love
emote,
heart.
done.
Perfect.
And guess what? EPs and physios can always find some peace and love.
I was gonna say we give a lot of peace and love. Oh, that was pretty good. That was the lamest
Was that
thing
our
we've
whole
ever done.
script?
We kind of tried to plan it, guys, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, no, that's good.
Nice.
We got through it all.
Well, thanks for watching. If you do have questions,
Oh.
though,
We're on the same team. Movement, education, and evidence should unite us.
yeah. We
Red
love that.
flags, no progress, no load, no transparency. That's your red flags, not for your conditions. Red flags for clinicians.
Clinicians.
Green flags, collaborative, progressive, clear goals, grounded in research, and you know what? I reckon trust.
Trust is a massive one. We're going again. Oh my god, 3 in a
Damn, we've
row.
hit them pretty hard.
Yeah.
So it's not about EP or physio.
No, it's not.
It's about evidence versus ego.
We're reading off script, guys. What am I reading? Choose the how
what
and
a-
not the title. Is that what
Oh
it says?
yeah, like not EP or physio. Like choose who
Oh.
you're seeing. Choose someone that you trust. Choose someone that's
I could have
grounded in the
said that
research.
instead of just read that really weird line. I think we just ditch the script.
I'm putting these on.
Let's go. So for clickbait, we'll do a little boxing match. But otherwise, thanks for watching again, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We're so sorry we can't stick to a time frame. We'll have to reevaluate
I actually
that.
don't know how long this went.
Too long.
Is it our longest one ever?
I actually think it's probably up there. But we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace
Remember,
out.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Bye, jammers.
Bye, jammers.
Bye.
Okay.
Oh! What the hell?